Sony has officially announced that an upgraded version of PSSR, PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution, is rolling out globally to PS5 Pro players in the coming weeks, and this is not being positioned as a minor tweak or background refinement. This is being described as a fundamentally new approach to both the neural network and the overall algorithm powering Sony's AI-driven upscaling solution. The timing is also strategic because the very first title to ship with this upgraded PSSR is Resident Evil Requiem, launching today. That means this is not a distant roadmap feature. It is live, it is real, and is already being used in a flagship release from Capcom. To understand why this matters, we need to step back and talk about what PSSR actually does on the PS5 Pro. PlayStation Spectral Super Resolution is Sony's proprietary AI upscaling library designed specifically for PS5 Pro hardware. Unlike traditional spatial upscaling methods that simply stretch pixels or apply sharpening filters, PSSR analyzes game images pixel by pixel using a trained neural network. It reconstructs detail, infers missing information, and outputs a higher resolution image while maintaining performance targets. According to Sony, over 50 PS5 Pro titles have already used PSSR to boost effective resolution without sacrificing frame rate. That's a significant installed base, which means this upgrade is about to affect a large portion of the PS5 Pro library. What makes this new version different is that Sony says they've taken a very different approach not just to the neural network itself, but to the entire algorithmic pipeline. That suggests deeper architectural changes rather than surface-level tuning. Neural networks used for image reconstruction must be trained on massive datasets to recognize patterns, edges, subpixel detail, transparency layers, motion vectors, and lighting information. If Sony is revising the network and the algorithm together, that likely means improvements in temporal stability, fine geometry reconstruction, and texture fidelity, areas where AI upscaling traditionally struggles. This is where Resident Evil Requiem becomes critically important as a showcase title. Capcom's RE engine is already known for pushing detailed character rendering, especially in horror environments where lighting, shadow, and texture realism are key to immersion. Masaru Ujiwan from Capcom explained that in Resident Evil Requiem, the team focused on enhancing the presentation quality of the protagonist by upgrading the Resident Evil engine to deepen player immersion. That includes rendering individual strands of hair and beard as polygons rather than flat textures. Each strand reacts dynamically to motion and wind. Light passes through overlapping hair differently depending on strand density and angle. These are extremely intricate details that are traditionally difficult to upscale because they involve thin geometry, transparency, and complex shading interactions. AI upscalers often struggle with elements like hair, foliage, chain link fences, particle effects, and semi-transparent layers because they require extremely precise reconstruction to avoid shimmer, flicker, or smearing. According to Capcom, the upgraded PSSR successfully processes these details and textural particularities while maintaining both image quality and frame rate. That's the key phrase, keeping performance high while increasing expressiveness. If the new PSSR can upscale dense micro detail like individual hair strands without introducing artifacts, that represents a significant step forward in console-based AI reconstruction. Sony also confirmed that the upgraded PSSR stems from their Project Emetheus partnership with AMD. This collaboration has already produced tangible results on PC through AMD's Fidelity FX Super Resolution 4 or Fidelity FX Super Resolution 4. PC gamers have seen improvements in temporal stability, sharper detail retention, and better handling of complex motion through FSR4. Sony says the updated PSSR incorporates the latest code-developed technology from that partnership, along with an additional 6 months of refinement specifically for PS5 Pro hardware. That distinction matters because console hardware is fixed and tightly integrated. Sony can optimize directly for the PS5 Pro's GPU architecture, memory bandwidth, and system-level pipeline in ways that PC implementations cannot standardize across varying hardware configurations. Another major component of the announcement is what's happening in March. Sony says multiple existing games will be upgraded to the improved PSSR at that time. Along those game updates, a PS5 Pro system software update will introduce a new option in the settings menu called Enhanced PSSR Image Quality. Once that system update is live, any PS5 Pro game that currently supports PSSR can take advantage of the new version simply by enabling that setting. That is a substantial value proposition for PS5 Pro owners. It suggests that improvements to image clarity may not require individual developer patches for every title. Instead, the system-level update could deliver noticeable visual upgrades across dozens of games simultaneously. This reflects a broader industry shift toward AI-driven rendering pipelines. Native resolution, once the primary benchmark for graphical power, is increasingly supplemented or even replaced by reconstruction techniques. Both consoles and PCs are leaning heavily into AI-assisted upscaling to balance visual fidelity with high frame rates. The challenge has always been maintaining stability in motion, preserving micro detail, and avoiding over-sharpened or artificial-looking images. If Sony's new PSSR meaningfully improves those aspects, especially in demanding titles like Resident Evil Requiem, it strengthens the PS5's Pro position as a performance-focused mid-generation upgrade. There is also a competitive angle here. With AMD deeply involved and cross-pollination occurring between PC and console technologies, we are seeing convergence in AI upscaling strategies. The difference lies in optimization. Sony can fine-tune PSSR specifically for PS5 Pro, leveraging hardware-level integration that PC solutions must generalize. That could give PS5 Pro a unique advantage in consistency and image stability across its supported library. Ultimately, the success of this upgraded PSSR will come down to real-world testing. Digital analysis, side-by-side comparisons, and long-term player impressions will determine whether the improvements are transformative or incremental. But the fact that Sony is rolling this out via system update, showcasing it immediately in Resident Evil Requiem, and promising library-wide impact in March signals confidence. They are not treating this as a background patch. They are positioning it as a core feature enhancement for the PS5 Pro ecosystem. If you're playing Resident Evil Requiem on PS5 Pro, pay attention to fine details: hair rendering, shadow edges, texture sharpness and motion, distant geometry clarity, and stability during camera pans. Those are the stress tests for AI reconstruction. If those elements hold up under scrutiny, then Sony's upgraded PSSR could mark a significant milestone in console image processing. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. And if you want to support the channel directly, check out my Patreon, where the latest exclusive is the rise and fall of the Sega Dreamcast. Thank you for watching, and as always, game on.